Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K, the full units getting played. Always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking money.
And here we
go.
I wasn't gonna let you down. Come on, guys. Welcome to the Balking Dead, where there is no sleep for the wicked. We're coming off another day in the black, guys. A hook away from Strider from having a monster day. Is what it is. Can't complain, as the only losing day over the last 2 weeks on this show has come off a damn injury. Like I said yesterday, guys, it is what it is, and if that's how they got to get me, so be it, because we gonna get ours, and we gonna get ours today. Of course, guys, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there, use that promo code PUBSPORTS on your first deposit. They will match you up to 100, minimum of 25. And of course, guys, when you win, they want in. We've got another sponsor, W, guys, a clean energy powder with no come down to your day. Simply by scanning the QR code on screen, you will get 10% off your first order by using the best promo code in the history of the internet. Pub Sports, that is. Shout out to the chat, guys, for sure. Always shout out to the chat. But shout out to the best producer in the whole wide world, Big Show Picks. If you haven't already, guys, smash the like button and make sure you do have them notification bells on. I have started putting in timestamps in the comment section after the show. At worst, the recap. At best, a recap with all the pitchers we talk about. We will compare the best available lines when they first open on this show, and then we'll put them up to the best available lines 30 minutes prior to this show cracking off, and then we will compare them to what PrizePicks has to offer. We're doing our job, guys, by not pressing and waiting for our spots. Today, we got a few to talk about. So let's get to the mother trucking money. First one up, guys, Merrill Kelly at the Tigers. 54 in the black book this year. He's got a nice 27.5 K percent and a 10 walk percent. MGM morning line was at 6 plus minus 140. The best line available on that 6 plus is minus 152 on Caesars, where it's plus money for his 6.5, pretty much most places. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6, whereas hits allowed on PrizePicks under over are at a 5. Projected lineup for your Tigres, 6 righties, 3 lefties, and at the moment, it is still projected no lineup out. K per 9 this year, he has a 10.9 at home with an 8.1 on the road. Granted, he does have 43 innings at home compared to just 28 on the road, so I wouldn't put too much of a freaking, oh my God, he's on the road, into that. Lefties, guys, 9.4 K per 9 with the righties are a 10.3 K per 9. We get to start this day off, guys, talking about Merrill Kelly in a great spot versus the Tigers. The more lefties, the better, as his Ks go down, but his walk rate goes up a 5% freaking down. That's how bad it goes down versus those type of batters, guys. So, yes, he strikes out righties, but he's also walking them, dude, at a stupid rate. Where lefties, guys, it drops a a giant 5%. So, give me the more lefties, guys, as it's not just it's not just the freaking walk rate that goes down. It's huge, considerable amount on this man's on base percentage versus lefties compared to righties. It's huge compared to if you're looking at batting average against guys. So at the end of the day, when we look at their 15 days numbers, they're bottom of the league in every hitting category. They're striking out at a stupid 28% clip. And the only good thing that they are doing is they are taking their walks at an elite 11.3%. And that's where I come back to wanting more than just the three lefties they are projecting to get on Kelly today. His walk percentage goes from 7.5 to a 12.3% versus the right-handed side. His strikeout percentage is the same if you just look at strikeout percentage from each side, guys. And if we look at Kelly this year, when he's faced a team with a K percentage of 24 or worse, he is 4-1 to the over 5.5. Granted, now he's 6.5, and he's averaging only 6.6 strikeouts a game. So this dude is pretty much a strikeout per inning type pitcher. Now, if we go back to the second half of last season, guys, where I like to look at Kelly and beyond because his K per nine's jumped up 2 strikeouts from his pre-All-Star K per nine, so he figured something out. He has seen 11 teams with a K percentage of 24 or worse, with a beautiful win percentage going 8-11 to the over 5.5. But now again, it's moved all the way up pretty much for most books. And he's only averaging 6 strikeouts a game. Now, the win percentage is great, but there is no freaking wiggle room for me in this spot, guys. So I have to wait on this one. I need the lineups, and the more lefties, the better. And I probably will not play him at the 6.5. Let's just be real. If I play Kelly today, I will alt him down, and I will pretty much alt everything to our key today. And that key, guys, is motherfucking Ohtani, guys. So whether I pull a Ohtani down to 6 or down to 7 to get the juice that I need to get on this man's 5.5, I'll do what needs to be. And if they want to load up righties, you know what? I'll just let this one go because this is where this walk percentage might end up coming back to kick Merrill Kelly square in his cojones. Now we get to talk about a young stud of ours, guys, but this young stud's got some limits. Obviously, the chat got some limits too, guys, as we got almost 50 in here and only 22 likes. You know I like Clayton Kershaw. 22 is my favorite guy, but I maybe I'll just skip the last 2 guys that we weren't supposed to talk about because, you know, I don't ask for shit but a damn like button to be pressed. Number 87 in the black book, Perez at the White Sox. 2023 this year, he's got a 24.2 K percent and a 11.1 walk percent. Morning line was an unbettable juice to me, was 5+ minus 160 at FanDuel. He's plus money for the 6 most places in the morning, and the best line available out is on DraftKings at that 6+ at plus 115 before the show started. PrizePicks has him at a flat 5, whereas hits, earn run, outs were not available on PrizePicks. Projected lineup today is 5 righties and 4 left-handed bats. Cardinals put out their lineup, so that's fine. Woo, whoop. Let's talk about it. K per 9 this year for our boy Yuli. Sorry, Noli. Yuli. His name isn't Yuri, it's Yuli. Yuli Perez, guys. We're not going to hit his home road because there wasn't enough, but his lefty-righty is an 8.5 K per 9 versus the left-handed side and a 9.5 versus the right-handed side. We get this young phenom, guys, in what looks to be a beautiful matchup from the baseball gods versus a White Sox team by the numbers. They're not hitting. They're bottom 10 in every category you want to look at. They're not walking at a disgusting 6.3%, and they're striking out at that 24% clip. We talked about it last week with Perez, guys, when he had another great matchup versus the A's, and we got hooked. When we play Perez, we got to know we need to cash in 80 pitches or less. That's where they have the man cap. Technically, they say 85, but he gets to 5 innings or roughly that 80 pitch mark. Guys, he's coming out the damn game. So this man needs to cash in a small sample size. So this is a big number. To me, in my opinion, guys, for a guy that's only going to be out there 80 pitches now, it's still either over or not, and I need a lineup for this guy. Presumably, guys, the more right-handeds, the better, and they are projecting 5 left-handed bats, but then again, they were projecting 5 left-handed bats yesterday when they ran out 7 righties. So do me a favor, run out that 7 righty lineup so I can then do what I'm doing with everybody else today, and I will pull this man down to the 5+. and then I will hook him to Ohtani to get whatever juice I need by pulling him down to the 7 or the 6, depending on, guys. So it's not just the strikeout clip versus the right-handed side. It's because his walk percentage and whip skyrocket versus lefties. And the more base runners this man sees, the less opportunities he has to catch for us because he's on a pitch count. So even if they loaded up righties, I will still alt Perez, guys, as I have to. He's on a pitch count, guys. You have to be careful. You're playing with fire when betting a man on a pitch count. So I will do what I did with Garrett and Wheeler yesterday. If I get on, like I said, Perez, and like I said with Kelly, I will find a way to pull them down and hook them to my GOAT, to my key today. Then we get to talk about what looks like a trap line, guys. And let me tell you, it is not a trap line. Christian Javier, number 9 in the black book at the Guardians. This year he's got a 26.4 K percent and a nice 5.9 walk percent next to his name. Open him up on FanDuel at the over 4.5 minus 118. Still there, guys, at the closing line where FanDuel has the best line available at minus 128. Under over earned runs is at 2.5 on PrizePicks. Projected lineup for your Guardians is 5 lefties and 4 righties. K per 9 this year for our boy Castillo. At home, he's got an 8.6 K per 9. Where on the road where he's at today, he's got a 10 K per 9. Lefties, 7.3 K per 9, while righties an 11.2. His career K per 9, or at least just going back to last year, guys, he struck righties out at a 12.5 and lefties out at an 8.3. So both have dropped off at least a strikeout to a strikeout and a half compared to what this man was at last year. So we get a 4.5, guys, with a guy who's been a straight 6.5 juice for 3 straight weeks. And I know it's the Cleveland Guardians, but this is more than just a Cleveland tax. I mean, the drop him 2 strikeouts is alarming to say the least. So let's look at the Guardians' numbers over the last 15 days where they're not striking out at a crazy 18%. They are not walking either at a disgusting 5.5%. And they're middle of the pack batting average and OPS, and they're bottom 5 in isolated power. So yeah, we get the Guardians don't strike out often, and they are one of the best teams in that over the last few years and on our no-fly zone on this show, meaning we need a good reason to run a K-prop over, or we just let it go. And I talk a lot on this show, guys. Sharpie 316, rule number 22. Learning from your losses because we expect to fucking win on this show. And I've lost a few with Javier in some great spots. And I know they had lefties in the lineup, which he does have an alarming 7.3 K per 9 this year. But that just can't be the only reason why he's not coming nowhere close to his over. So I check his velocity, guys. Everything is A-OK. But then we go look at the spin rate. On every pitch, it's around that 100 RPMs lower than what it was last year. We know how the pitcher checks have become more and more of a thing. And not saying Javier is not a great pitcher because, look, guys, he's going almost 6 in every start, giving up 3 earned runs in less than every start. The dude's a fucking stud. But we like to bet K-props here, guys, and he's starting to fall into that Bieber category where we need to look elsewhere to bet him. I was going to actually look under 5.5 if that's what the books were going to do, but the books are on to what I'm on to, guys, and they know. So I cannot go under, guys, when it is this low. And with this man being out there at least 6 innings, he will have the opportunities to cash this. I'm just not sure he does. I don't think the 4.5 is I do think the 4.5 is a little bit of an overreaction to Cleveland and to his spin rate being down. But I'm not willing, guys, to put my cash on it to see if I'm right. I don't bet ifs, guys. Sharpie 316, rule 52. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle, guys. And I know it's 2023 and people are doing that. But Sharpie don't play that. So Christian Javier is just a complete stay off for me, guys, in the prop market. I could see the 5 or I could see the 4. I could see it like Valdez yesterday. It's a lean, heavy lean, guys, but I should have just leaned with Verlander too, right? As he leaned his ass over the woodshed and just freaking went. So on to the next side of this picture, guys. We've got 50 live and only 28 likes. If we can't get to the 40 likes, I'm not going to talk about the last 2 guys that we're not going to talk about because I don't have to. My thing is to talk 6. I was going to do you all a favor, and I ask for a favor. So if I can't get that, so be it. Black Book 83, Logan Allen versus the Astros. 2023's got a nice 24K% and a beautiful 6.6 walk percent. Morning line 5+ at -128 on MGM, where the best line available is still on MGM at that 5+ at a -125. PrizePicks has them at a 4.5, whereas hits, earned run outs were not available on PrizePicks. Projected lineup for your Astros, it's no longer 7 righties, 2 lefties, guys. They are projecting 8 righties, 1 lefties, as Yordan Alvarez went to the 10-day IL about an hour before the show. K per 9 this year, very, very small sample size, but enough to look at the home road, where he averages an 8.2 K per 9 at home and a 10.3 on the road. He is at home today. Lefties, a 12.9 K per 9 and a very small sample size, while righties an 8.6. Now we get to talk the other side of this matchup, guys. Logan Allen versus these daunting Astros, who's been a lefty hitting juggernaut over the past few seasons. And their numbers over the last 200 plate appearances, they're walking a tad lower than league average. They're striking out league average. And they're 13th in batting average, 10th in OPS, and 5th in isolated power. They've been stroking. They've seen some decent lefties in that time span, guys, but no lefty that I would look to bet on. So, yes, they have great numbers, but they also have picked on some weaker lefties as well. And I'm not saying they're not good versus lefties, because that may be the dumbest shit to ever come out of my mouth, because they're really good versus lefties, guys. Now, what I'm getting at is good pitching beats good hitting. And that's where I'm going to get into this, guys. So let's talk about it. We've got an Astros team who's in a travel spot coming from Toronto yesterday, and a pitcher in Allen who's looked the part this year versus some really good lefty hitting juggernauts. The Red Sox, he went 5 innings, 2 earned runs with 8 strikeouts. Then, that was the Red Sox. Then he faced the White Sox with 5.2 innings, 1 earned run with 5 strikeouts. Then he's seen the White Sox on a back-to-back, guys. He went 6 innings, 3 earned runs with 4 strikeouts, another quality start. Then, guys, we went out and he's seen a Baltimore team who at the time was just stroking lefties, and he did the damn thing, going 7 innings, 0 earned runs with 7 strikeouts. The 2 games where it said he should smack his K prop, guys, are the 2 games he fell short. So it seems the harder the team is, the better of a strikeout game he has. I myself am not willing just to straight bet that on a freaking hunch. Like, dude, this dude shows up versus these good teams, and this is an elite team versus lefties, guys. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to take advantage of this spot where I've got 2 great pitchers and a tired Astros team in a travel spot, and a Cleveland team that's coming off of their most runs in a season, and they usually just can't hit for the life of them. I'm going to go under 8 full game. I got it at -110. It was -122 before Yordan went out, and it probably moved to a 7.5, and I would still bet the 7.5, guys. I only put a half unit on it because, guys, I am better at my K props than I am at sides and totals. So I always put a little less than what I'm going to put on my K props, and I'm just giving you why I do that. It is what it is. I track what I bet, and I'm really, really, really good at K props, guys. So obviously that's why you fucking tune in. But when I broke this game down, guys, and I've got a stud pitcher in Logan Allen who shows up and puts out quality starts versus guys who freaking stroke lefties, and then I've got my stud on the other end. Oh, yeah, he ain't been striking people out, but he's still been doing his damn thing, too, with quality starts. And shout out to Noli Knows for this stat. Cleveland unders at home are damn near close to an 80% win rate, guys. And I don't look to bet just straight trends. Neither does my boy Noli, because he stayed off that under yesterday. And that's why that fool does the damn shit, because he stays off the spots that don't hit. So today, guys, there's just too much stuff loading up into this spot to where I just had to go under 8. And even if it's at a 7.5, I'd take it. That is the most keyest number in all of baseball if you're betting on sides and totals. That number 7 has landed on a baseball game more times than any other number over the last 5 seasons, guys. So 7.5 is crucial when betting overs and unders. Sometimes you just got to pay up for that hook when they're not willing to give it to you. Now, guys, we get to talk our mother trucking goat. And we do got some lineups popping out, guys. We got the Braves, we got the Jays, we got the Guardians, the Nationals. No one I want to bet on right now. So let's talk about it. Number 2 in the black book, Goat Tani, Shohei Ohtani at the Mariners. Thank you, Jesus. This year, he's got a 33.8 K percentage and a 10.2 walk percentage. 8+ was the opening line on PointsBet last night at minus 140. And right before the show, the best line available was minus 150 on FanDuel for that 8+, with PointsBet already moving him to the 8.5. But once again, guys, Team Sharpie don't like PointsBet, so we don't really like to bring up their freaking shit because they won't take more than 20, like $2, sometimes 12. So, at the end of the day, what am I going to get? 2 Chipotle bowls from your freaking bitch book? Yeah, sorry. Don't like PointsBet. I will bash you on this show. Projected lineup for your Mariners, 5 lefties and 4 righties, guys, where he's 8 on PrizePicks and his earned runs under over are at a 1.5. K per 9 this year. Shohei, 11.8 at home. He's on the road today where he's averaging a 12.7. Lefties, he's got a nice 11.5 K per 9, but an even better versus the right-handed side with a nice 12.8 K per 9. After, guys, we took Ohtani last week versus the Astros under, we going to flip that bitch this week, guys. And we're going over. It's pretty freaking obvious, guys, if you're watching baseball as of late. And I'm pretty sure, guys, this is going to be a popular bet from every titty capper. Every guy out there is going to give Shohei Ohtani out. I don't give a fuck. Like, I really don't care, guys. That happens like way more often than you not. Like, if you cap this spot, you're on Ohtani. If you don't cap this spot, you're on Ohtani. It's the damn Mariners, dude. Have you not been watching baseball? All right, then. So let's talk about it. The Mariners have been in a funk, guys, and that's just being nice. Their numbers over the last 200 plate appearances, over the last 15 days, bottom 3 in average and OPS. 20th in isolated power. They're not walking and striking out at a 28% clip. Now, we get a juice 7.5 when I look to see if this number should have been a 7.5. You fucking right, it should have been a 7.5. It just should have been even money, guys. But I'm willing to pay the juice. I'm just glad they didn't jack him up to that 8.5 and start him there. So why did we not get a 8.5 Sharpie? Let's talk about it because the baseball gods love us. That's why. That's why, guys. Past history versus this team. He faced them earlier this year, guys, when they had no numbers to look at. 6 innings with 8 strikeouts. Seen them 3 times last year when the numbers said no every time. And this man had 6 strikeouts in the first game. Faced him 2 other times and had 8 strikeouts in those games, guys. So he's never hit an 8.5 versus this team. On the contrary, my friend, let's talk about this. This is why the Balking Dead is better than the titty cappers and most people who's going to give out Ohtani, guys. We know Shohei Ohtani has become a different man since the All-Star break last year. Hence the reason why we faded him last week, guys. He's changed his pitch mix to go heavy fastball slider, and then he dropped his splitter percent from 14 to less than 7. He's had, guys, 3 straight games versus this team since he's changed that pitch mix. All 3 straight games, he's had 8 strikeouts. Not one time did the numbers say go, go, go. Now the numbers say ho, 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 guys, and it's Christmas in fucking June, guys. I don't look the ladder often. I don't really look the ladder, period. This is a guy today that may be in for one of those days. Now, one thing that I picked up from Bob Melvin the other day, guys, after the game, and shout out to Noli for bringing it up to me, is he just talked about how they just swung at every damn high fastball that was thrown their fucking way. They just couldn't come close to a high heat. And you don't think the Angels know this right about now, what's going on, bro? So if Ohtani attacks this team, fastball, 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 and really doesn't get them to try to chase too often, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. It can be one of them days, guys. So we are on Ohtani, guys, over the 7.5. Got in at the minus 135 on the offshores this morning. Pay the juice, minus 150. Don't be afraid, guys. This should be 7.5 even money. And the juice that high is like adding on an extra strikeout to the man. So be it. At least we're not having to pay a tax. We paid the tax with juice, not with a number, guys. So we've got the number where it should be. and we've got a spot from the baseball gods. Give me Ohtani, guys. And like I said, I will be keen this man, whether I have to alt him to 6 or 7 on any of the other guys I'm looking at with the lineups to get the number or the juice that I want on that play. Let's talk the last guy. And I want some action too, but it's another thing where I need a lineup, guys. Number 33, Luis Castillo versus the Angels. This year, he's got a nice 29.2 K percentage and an elite 5.7 walk percentage. Opened him up on MGM at a minus 150 for that 7+. His closing line on Bet Rivers is 7+ at a minus 136 was the best line available. PrizePicks has him at a 7, whereas hits allowed under over are at 4.5 on PrizePicks. Your projected lineup for your Angels are 5 lefties and 4 righties. This year, he's got an 11.5 K per 9 at home and an 8.2 on the road. He does have 48 innings at home compared to just 23 on the road, so I expect his road to creep up near that home K per 9 when it's all said and done. Lefties, righties, same K per 9, 10.5. Doesn't matter. Now, we get La Pareda Day, guys, versus the Angels, who over the last 15 days, the numbers say no to over a K prop. They're walking at an elite 11.7%, striking out league average. They are middle of the pack batting average, but top 5 in OPS and isolated power. But who have they seen is the next question. And they've seen some pretty good pitchers, guys. Let's talk about it. Edward Cabrera went 5.2 innings with just 5 strikeouts. Yuli Perez, guys, he went 5 innings with 3 strikeouts on a pitch count. Giolito went 5 innings with 5 strikeouts, while Javier went 6 innings with only 5. So why do we get a juice 6.5, guys, when Castillo has only hit this over 50% clip? And the Angels' numbers all say no to a K prop. So I told Team Sharpie, guys, just to kick back and wait, that I thought the juice would come down. And it's came down on some books, but it ain't came down really, guys. It's just fucking sitting there. And they put the juice tax on him like they did on Ohtani. But the numbers say yes to do that to Ohtani. The numbers don't say no to do that here, guys. So do the books know what I fucking know? And that's the way to attack this fucking Angels team? And that's the way I've been attacking this Angels team throughout the year? Because every one of those guys I just read don't have what my boy has. And that's La Pareda, guys. And that's what I look for. Elite strikeout percentage with elite walk percentage, guys. And that's what this man has. Above a 28K percent, below a 6 walk percent. Those are the type of guys I have fucking dicked the books with, guys. So I am waiting on lineups before I pull the trigger on Castillo. Whether I pull him down to a 6 and put Ohtani at 6 just to get a decent juice, or I'd have to do Ohtani at 7 right there, or whether I just leave him at the 6.5 and put Ohtani at a straight 6 to get like a minus 112 bet on that 6.5, where it technically should be. If we look at past history, guys, he went 5.2 innings earlier in the year with no numbers and only had 6 strikeouts. Right now, guys, and then he's seen them again last year, guys, and he dicked them down when the numbers said so. They were striking out at a 24% clip, and he went and got himself a nice 9-piece mixed strider in 6 innings. Now, guys, this is where I need as many right-handed bats as possible to play a straight 6.5. The walk percentages are drastically different. It goes from a 20, his strikeout to walk percentage is a fucking drop-off, guys. It goes from a nice 28.6 versus the right-handed side to a disturbing 18.9 versus the left-handed side. As long as the slugging and on base and average going up 70 or more points versus left-handed bats, guys. So pay attention to Twitter. If I will and when I will be pulling the trigger on a lot of these guys today, as I'm going to need lineups. And some of these guys, I'm going to need to run them through a few things to check out their chase, their whiff. And it's not just, oh, look, lefties, righties, give me your fucking bet, Sharpie. If I don't tweet it out, I'm not on it. If I tweet it out, I'm on it. Is what it is. I won't answer nobody's DMs about it, guys. I have to do what I have to do. And I might take a nap in between it, guys, because that's what Sharpie does sometimes, because he's up at 4 a.m, typing out this show for hours and looking at numbers on numbers on numbers on numbers, and it just gets really annoying. And I take a nap, is what it is. It's the luxuries of working from home. Jordan Montgomery, guys, is the next guy I wanted to touch on. Morning line was plus money to the over 5.5, and he gets a matchup, guys, where by the numbers they say no, but our lefties have done damage versus the Reds. Kershaw, Garrett, Paxton all had 8 or more strikeouts versus these Reds over their past 200 plate appearances, where their numbers say they're doing damage. Well, as a game versus the Reds a few weeks back, Montgomery got baptized, guys, so it's bounce back day, right? Well, going into last night, I was thinking that too, guys. And by listening to a game, I had money on Detmers. It may have saved me money, and it's now going to win me money, guys. Because I found why I'm going to run Monty today, guys. And I'm going to fade him, though. That's the thing I'm doing. Y'all bet you didn't see that shit coming, huh, guys? I'm not fading his strikeouts, though. I'm not taking his strikeouts under. As we all know about the new phenom, L.A. De La Cruz. Shout out to Noli. He's been talking about him. He's been watching his minor league games, no bullshit, before anybody knew about him. 3 weeks ago, he was watching that shit when there was like legit baseball games on. Oh man, I gotta go watch the Louisville Bats. I'm like, what? What? Yeah, but this kid was on freaking talking about De La Cruz before anybody else. But at the end of the day, this young phenom in the minors, guys, has struck out at over 30% to lefties, guys. So yes, he does have that swing and miss to him. And you throw him some high heat, you will pay. What I learned last night, guys, is the Reds smacked Drew Smyly 2 times this year. Well, the rest of the league hasn't touched that man, guys. And a few weeks ago, Monty got touched by this team. And I figured it was the ump, guys, and a bad game. But negative Nancy, no, no, no. What do these guys have in common? Well, how about their lefties, guys? And they both throw a sinker over 42% of the time. And this red teams, when facing these 2 sinker ballers, have done some real damage, having 7 or more hits in every game, 4 or more runs in every game, guys. So I had to go this way, guys. I put a half unit, guys, on Monty over 5.5 hits at plus 113. I figure if he is able to get that double play and is able to go long enough into the game, that I will still at least get a hit per inning if this dude goes 6-7 innings, guys. I learned last night when Adele took that sinker ball from Smyly out the yard that there's a way to attack a sinker ball. And it's pretty much a golf type swing. You're trying to lift it and take it out the park. That's the way. If you're going to come down at it, guys, you're getting to hit it on the ground. Well, in 3 games versus lefty sinker ballers, this red team knows how to hit these guys. And when these guys are throwing it over 40% of the time, you've shown me damage and that you can do damage, guys. But I also know Monty can get that ground ball when needed, or he may get that strikeout when needed, guys. So at the end of the day, I took his hits over 5.5 for a half unit at plus 113, as I think the Reds are going to hit him up a little bit. Now, do the runs come or not is the question. The other question was Hugh Darvish. Morning line for his K-prop, guys. Under over 5.5 at minus 125 in a games in Cord Field, which don't mean a damn thing to me, guys, because he's proven to me that he can pitch in high altitude over his career. Obviously, when we played this man versus the Giants in Mexico City, when he put up a 9-piece in that thin air, that's actually more thinner than them Colorado Rockies. Darvish has become as simple can be when I like to bet him. I need a high whiff percentage as this man attacks the zone, and the more lefties, the better. Rockies are definitely projecting them lefties, guys, and they are a team, guys, with a high whiff percent. But I need the lineup to come out, so I can't just look at a team's whiff percent. I need to look at the lineup's whiff percent. And if I can get above league average by more than 2.5%, I will look to run me some Hugh Darvish in Colorado today, guys. So need over 2.5 whiff percent than league average. Make sure you guys are paying attention to Twitter, as a lot of these bets are going to come down to lineups for me. And I'm not that dude who's not going to tell you guys what I'm betting, as we are the best MLB prop show on God's green earth. Why? It's not just because we win you money. It's because we save you money as well. Shout out to the 70 plus. Shout out to the 44 who hit the like. The other 35 who haven't, I'm going to think you're going to get to it in a second, or may the karma gods get you later on in life. You're here for my bets. You can't hit a like button. Yikes, man. Wow. You guys are winners, huh? Real winners. I'm going to give you a hand. I'm going to give you a hand for that one, bro. Y'all are winners. Tuning into my show. Can't even touch the like button. Y'all get a hand for that one, bro. Y'all get a fucking hand. Here. Fucking cucks. If you're showing up for the recap, please hit the like button. It does help the algorithms more than you know. Today on the Balking Dead, we only have one straight bet in as of now, as we are waiting on lineups to bet Yuli Perez, Merrill, and Luis Castillo before I make a decision on either alting them down to Ohtani or straight betting them. I have a bet on the Ohtani over 7.5 strikeouts minus 135, as you don't need me to tell you that he's in a great matchup. I did bet, guys, a half unit on the under 8 full game at minus 110 in the Astros-Cleveland game, and it may have moved to a 7.5 when Jordan got pulled out. Don't be afraid, guys. This game should have opened at a 7.5 and dropped to a 7 without Jordan being in the lineup. So make sure you do have them Twitter notifications on today, as I will tweet out my action as the lineups come out accordingly. If you do not see me tweet about it, I'm not on them, guys. It's that simple, guys. So we did talk us some Jordan Montgomery at the end, and I took his over hits for a half unit at 5.5 hits over at plus 113. Like I said, guys, at the beginning of the show, we will now be adding in timestamps for those who are busy. At worst, the recap. When I have time, I will do all the pitchers at best. The best producer in the whole wide world, guys, is going to drop a link to the Backyard Talk with him, Billy Briz Mills, and special guest Just My 2 Cents, as they talk the upcoming UFC pay-per-view, Nunez versus Aldana. But, bro, let's just, who cares about that? They're talking Dariush and Oliveira. They're talking Nate the Train Landmeer, guys. So do us a favor if you haven't. Check it out. DM Big Show with anything they should add, not add, and help a brother out who's always there, that's willing to help every one of you guys out. And that means you guys in the chat, guys. Big Show is a fucking chat truther, guys. He makes sure you guys get your comments pulled up on every show. He makes sure you guys, anything you got going on, he does it. He'll retweet it. He'll do anything. So for the man who does shit for anybody, the least you could do is listen and give him your 2 cents, as Just My 2 Cents joined him this week. Appreciate you all for tuning in to the best MLB prop show on earth, the Balking Dead, on what hopes to be a successful day and week for the best prop show in the history of the planet, Team Balking Dead. As you know, guys, this show is Monday through Friday at 3:10 Eastern, so see you guys in a few days, or on the UFC Pub Sports Radio live bet stream with the crew tomorrow. As you know, guys, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks, so if you haven't, go on over there, use that promo code PubSports, get a match deposit up to $100 on your first deposit, minimum of $25. Until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show is produced by Big Show Picks and on Pub Sports Radio. Some say we be pubbing. I say, ho, ho, ho!
Keep firing, assholes!